We've got the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. From Sharif. Don't go away. It's not going to be long till we get that running. I'm waiting to see if there are any donations. Still haven't seen any. After this, we have the Barbie Fashion Pack Games race. Still Kira in the lead there. Christley not far behind. Kira's got $7. Christley's got $5. Teresa's still got 10 cents. Kind of almost insulting. I would almost rather be Barbie with $0. We've still got one run until Barbie Fashion Pack Games. Kat says that Sharif has never played a bad game. I guess we'll see. I'll be right back. And we'll get things squared away. All right, folks. It's time for the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince with Sharif. Sharif, how's it going today?
It's going all right. This is the overnight crew here.
Yeah, tonight I should say, not today.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
We're good.
very international group out here. So, you know.
That's good news. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So this is So I'm Sharif. Sharfer's in chat, and I'm playing a game that is a little bit different for my speedrunning reputation. This is it's a pretty cool game. It's a really long cutscene at the beginning.
Now, what do you mean by your speedrunning reputation?
I'm mostly known for running not very good games of dubious quality, games starring Barbie, which we will get to eventually in about an hour and change. But for now, we'll actually play a game of high quality.
Get those donations in there.
There you go. Oh yeah, I'm Team Barbie for the fashion pack, and Kajinka's Team Kira.
See, nobody has donated anything for Barbie yet. It's all Kira.
It's all Kira. That's Kajink is definitely something's afoot here.
Interesting.
All right. Oh, my dog is gonna yell at me. All right. So he might come say hi. We'll see. All right. So don't worry about the new game. It starts when I hit this confirmation on OK. So we can get started here. In 3, 2, 1, go. Immediately loading screen. And then a second loading screen.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you. So I'm going to be mashing through this text. So it's going to be a little bit, unless you're like one of those really big speed readers, you're not going to really be understanding what's happening, or you're not going to be able to read all of the text. So I'll try to sort of sum up the story here in the next 3 minutes. But basically, our protagonist is this cute little wolf. This takes place in sort of a fairy tale kind of setting. It's like a hand-drawn fairy tale type game, and it stars this wolf. There are in this world there are humans and there are monsters, and the monsters are all the animals, and the monsters are much stronger than the humans. And so this monster, the wolf, has an amazing singing voice, and she attracts a prince from a nearby village. And she does not want him to see her, so she goes, "No, don't see me," and she accidentally blinds him. So the blind prince, that's the second half of the title of this game. And we'll get to the first half a little bit later. But yeah, so this was released 2017, I would say, and it was originally released in Japan on PS4 and PS Vita, and then it was ported to Switch in America, and then eventually we also got it on PlayStation. I'm running this in English, despite Japanese being the fastest language by far, because that's what my estimate accounted for. So, and I like being able to read the text. My PB is in Japanese on a PS5. We are actually playing the video game now, at least a little bit. So this is the prologue. So we're sort of, it's trying to teach me how to jump and attack. You don't actually need to attack anything as the wolf. The wolf is completely invulnerable except to pits. So for the most part, a lot of the time we will just be running by enemies as the wolf. And really as the princess too, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we've come to visit the prince. We feel very guilty about having done this to the prince, and so we are going to go visit him and try to restore his eyesight. So we're like, "I can take you to the witch in the forest," and the prince is like, "Isn't it dangerous in there? Aren't there a lot of monsters?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back." And so basically, in order to be able to hold his hand and guide him through the forest to get to the witch to restore his eyesight, she needs to be able to turn into a human with human hands. The palace guard started it. The palace guard started it first, so I'm claiming self-defense there. He had the key also. I needed to get in. But for the most part, humans and monsters have a pretty contentious relationship. Monsters eat humans, for example. It's one of the things that they mention a lot in this game. So yeah, so now this is the witch. So this game is actually really pretty and really nice to look at. And so this is the witch. The witch goes, "All right, I can turn you into a human in exchange for your most prized possession, your singing voice." And so, desperate as the wolf is to hold hands with the prince, she goes, "All right, take it." And the witch goes, "BTW, you need to be able to turn back into the wolf to, like, kill things that are going to try to kill the prince. So I'm going to let you do that too. That one's for free. That was just me being generous." So that's what's happening right now. And then we're going to go back. We're going to be able to turn. So that's the main mechanic in this game, is the ability to alternate between being a human and a wolf. So I usually call them wolf form and girl form. And that's mostly what I'll be referring to when we're actually going to do this. So we're back here. I'm going to wait to actually transform into the girl because the wolf has longer strides. So now we can turn into the girl. So now they're talking. They're talking. So it's like, "All right, I'm going to break you out of here." And the prince goes, "How?" And she's like, "Don't worry about it." And so we're just going to absolutely obliterate this door here. There we go. And now we can hold his hand. So that's the one of the other big mechanics in this game is that was a really big key. They do drop pretty big keys. So now we can hold. So that's the main mechanic of this game, is hand holding. So the only way the prince can move is to hold the princess's hand. Yeah, this is yeah.
No, I was just saying, Precious. I was gonna
Dude.
also say we have a little bit of movement in the bid war.
Ooh, all right.
We've got 1059 from Flannel, who says that there needs to be more Teresa-based content in Barbie Fashion Backpack.
She's the only person in the 100% leaderboard who uses Teresa, so she's repping. I like that.
Well, now it's 1069 for Teresa, 7
Nice.
for Kira, 5 for Crystal, and 0 for Barbie.
The absolute disrespect. Absolutely. It's all right. I don't mind choosing another character for a good cause. But so you saw the pacifist. So there's a whole achievement system. They had a really good achievement system on PlayStation, and of course Nintendo doesn't have achievements. So you just get you get all the achievements every time you play a new save of this. So we're gonna get lots of achievements. What this is sort of the first level. So it's just introducing you to what the rest of the game is gonna be like. So what you're supposed to do for a lot of these is you're supposed to like let go of the prince's hand, turn into a wolf, swipe the enemy 3 times, turn back into a girl, and then hold his hand again. That's very slow. So what we do is we ignore enemies whenever we can. And a lot of the enemies early in the game are pretty toothless, so we can... Oh! We just saw some of the fun physics in this game there. And so a lot of the enemies, especially early on, aren't very scary, so we just kind of run and jump over them. This game is great, yeah. This is a very cute game. Also, so we will be revealing a bit of the story, but honestly, I skipped so much of the content of this game in the run that it still has tons of replay value, even if you watch this. I think that's like the only other time we actually get a key in this whole run, so keys are done, I think, after this. Maybe there's a couple more times. So they introduced us there to pressure plates. They introduced us to seesaws. You're smart people. You're here. And so we will assume that pressure plates, you push them all down, it opens something. Seesaws are seesaws. So the pressure plate thing is going to be like one of the main puzzle mechanics throughout the whole game. You just want to press them all down. Sometimes you have to put items there. Sometimes you have to throw the prince on one to open a door so you can come back as the wolf, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's actually what happened to me. This was on my Switch wish list for a really long time, and then it was on sale, and I bought it, and I played it, and I loved it. And then I'm like, speedrun brain has to speedrun, so we speedrun it. And there's a run on speedrun.com. So my PB in this game is a 109. The world record is a 55, and the run is immaculate. And it's also run on a Japanese PS4, which saves probably like 2 or 3 minutes just in text in the run, and in load times because of the Switch. This is the first actual trick of the game here. Am I going to get it in first try, or am I going to get a 50th try? There's only 2 choices. No, I did not get it first try. So what you're supposed to do there is you're supposed to lure the enemy out and then swipe at him and then walk by. But if you time that jump right, you just jump right past him. We'll do it. Well, I'm going to keep trying until I get it. Doesn't matter. This is a super generous estimate now. Didn't used to be, but it is now. Nope, second try didn't work either. One more time. We got this. This is not hard. But the only two, this usually either I do it immediately the first try or it takes me forever. This is not that hard. This is the one thing I was trying to avoid. Oh well, it's fine. Oh, that's ridiculous. This game sucks. I'm gonna say that a lot. This game does not suck, but sometimes the game's a little bit unfair. I'll say that. All right, we got this. Or not, apparently. This is not going well at all. It's fine. I can try this 20 times and I'd still be under my estimates. So.
I love the drawn art style in this game.
I love this. The hand-drawn art style is great. There it is. Okay, what was that? 6th try? 5th try?
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what drew me to the game. This is like an aesthetic that I really like, the hand-drawn sort of fairy tale thing. Big fan.
Yeah.
And puzzle platformer is also kind of my jam. I'm not gonna try this. First try every time. Easiest game of my life. The cutest little detail is that when they're standing apart, they frown, but when they're holding hands, they smile, and that's very cute.
I love that.
Yeah, little things like that. This game's full of them. Let's one cycle this. Come on. All right, we did it. It's not actually that hard, but I mess it up so often, and then a lot of this game for going for speed is doing things faster or in a different way than they anticipate, and one cycling a lot of those like moving conveyor belts. We're gonna skip half of this level right now. It's the biggest skip in the entire game, and we're gonna just turn into a guy, boop, and yep, we just skip the rest of the level. So what happened there is those beams can only support one person's worth of weight, or the turtles. So if one of us is on there, it'll just immediately break. So what I do is I turn into the wolf, and then I break the beam, and then since the prince is still on the turtle, he just falls down and falls harmlessly onto the ground, and we skip that whole section, which is pretty cool. You saw another thing, another skip that oh my goodness. Another skip I just did, which is those beams can only take one person's worth of weight. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to send him to the other side first. You can do that. So you can order him to move. And then after that, you follow him and come grab him. But ordering him to do stuff is a lot of button presses. So what you do is you hold his hand, and then you press the D-pad, and then you confirm with A, which is a lot of button presses. So what you can do is you can use Coyote Time. So Coyote Time is really a really crucial speed strat in this game. And you basically you jump up, so you have a lot of leeway in terms of when they think you're on or off a platform. It's like, I don't know, it's like many frames. And so you can actually walk, you can both be walking on the platform for a certain amount of frames before you jump up into the air and then land, and then you jump up again, and you just keep doing that. So you can theoretically do it forever. It's not that easy. I'm just going to throw my boy here real quick. All right, we threw him. It's fine. So that saves a whole bunch of time. You're supposed to go down, become the princess, and then have him move. It's a whole thing. So we just skipped that entire puzzle. So you just by flinging him.
Sometimes you just gotta throw your boy.
Mm-hmm.
He'll understand.
Yeah, we also missed one of the. I was talking over it because I'm a loudmouth. But we missed one of the big. We're gonna feed a human raw meat right now. That's just a thing that happens.
Fancy,
so,
I think.
It kind of looks like a pear or something, but that's raw meat. So he doesn't like it because he wasn't expecting it to be raw. Because the wolf doesn't know that humans cook their food with fire. So, and so he goes, she's like, well, how do you eat meat? And he's like, we cook it. And she's like, how? And she's like, with fire. And she's like, fire? I'm afraid of fire. Okay, so this is the second level. This is the Mushroom Gardens. So her being afraid of fire is something that will come back. That's what us in the business, we call that foreshadowing. I'm not in the business, but I'm in the business of watching movies and playing video games with stories. So yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the really big mechanics of the game that the speedrun largely ignores, but I still want to point out, is giving flowers to the prince. That's like one of the main things. That's like the way to morale, to keep up his morale. We do it twice because the story requires 2 of them, but after that we'd never do it again. They're mostly out of the way, but even the ones in the way we just walk by. Also, I took that face plant with the princess because it's taking a face plant is faster. I consume a narrative from time to time. Exactly. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so turning into the wolf is very slow because there's a whole animation for it, and you have to eventually turn back into the girl to grab the boy's hand. So we try to avoid it whenever possible. So in that case, the face plant animation is A, hilarious, and also B, much faster than turning into the wolf and then turning back into the girl. So we try to stay. It's like we try to return to the wolf like like as infrequently as possible. But when we do, we try to stay the wolf for as long as possible because the wolf is extremely OP. So the wolf takes longer strides, can jump higher, can make higher platforms, is completely invulnerable to all enemies, can kill enemies. So very useful to be the wolf, but you cannot hold the boy's hand. And so you have to be the girl to hold the boy's hand. There's a lot of weird, like, it's like semi-physics based, this game. And so there's a lot of weird things where every once in a while, when you jump and you sort of kind of just dragging him along, he's just sort of along for the ride. And so you drag him along. That was another pacifist achievement. So this is the flower. We're not going to use it here because these are literally the least scary enemy in the entire game. Those guys will only attack you if they're facing you and on the ground. So if they're jumping, they're never going to touch you. So yeah, we have the jumpy mushrooms. We control... so you control jump height in this game. So when you're jumping up off those mushrooms, you do a light press there so that you don't jump too high and face plant because that loses time. So this is the first time you actually see what this plant does. It shoots out these spike balls. The spike balls can be used to, for example, push down pressure plates to open doors, or they can kill enemies. There's a lot of things it can do. This is a really fast-moving turtle. It's just hauling. Absolutely busting out of there. All right, so we did not die there. So there is fall damage in this game. If either the boy or the girl fall far enough, they will just die. But if you fall onto a mushroom, you don't die. So we fell onto like the very edge of that mushroom, and so we did not die. Instead of going up there, we can just jump here, and we have to shoot these guys twice. Did that not work? Oh, that's just unfair. It's supposed to be 2, but sometimes the physics doesn't quite work, and you need to do 3. There you go. So, yeah. The humans really can't jump very high. Oh, that's not the right thing. That's not the right thing. Yeah, she has she has sharp teeth and stuff as the girl, but of course he can't see her, so all he knows is that she has a human-y hand and is vaguely his height. All right, so this is the best of these pressure plate ones because all you do is you just blindly shoot at it. So it's like right here. No, right here. Hey, second try is not bad. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to place the boy on the pressure plate and then get on there as the wolf, and then you'll be like eye level with the pressure plate that you're hitting. But if you know the exact angle that you want to hit, then you can just hit it blind off the screen. Yeah. So another thing is that when you're walking into a cutscene, you're not holding his hand by default. I will grab his hand in a couple of spots. I did it the very first time. We were about to eat that goat, but then the goat goes, "I'm alive, help me!" And so the prince, not knowing that I'm a wolf, goes, "Well, we gotta help these guys because he thinks they're humans." And so we're gonna go find them some food. So let's do that. I think you're supposed to swipe at this as the wolf, but again, things with collision, you can just kind of brush up against it and just keep going here. All right. We're jumping against this sticky web stuff. Oh, no. Oh dear. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, everything's fine.
So this kid doesn't mind walking through the sticky webs, but doesn't want to touch a wolf's hand?
Can't do it. That's the wolf's thing. So the wolf, because she's worried that he'll recognize the hand that blinded him. So it's mostly right. It's mostly a guilt thing on the wolf's part.
Okay, that's fair.
But it didn't strike like originally. I don't think the prince struck me as somebody who would have been afraid of the wolf initially. But once you get blinded by one, it's fair to be scared of one. Fair. Yeah, every once in a while when you're dragging the prince and then some weird physics stuff happens, he'll glitch out. He'll glide for a while. The princess can glide if you time it right. I've done it a few times. We do some dance moves there. That was a little Cirque du Soleil for you guys. There we go. All of these, I have to turn into the wolf for these beams because the wolf is worth 2 humans in terms of weight. All right, so this is another sort of minor. This is like a minor exploit, but instead of going up there, you can just hit that guy. You can hit the flower from far away there for some reason. I have no idea why. I don't understand that one at all. The physics of it make no sense to me. If we're lucky, maybe this frog will come up with this. No, we're good. So this is going to be the first time we're like truly far away from our boy for an extended period of time. But naturally we get separation anxiety, so we're going to get back to him ASAP because he's a little bit helpless by himself. We're going to grab him. Yep, and we're back. All right, so this is the first time we see this enemy. Nope. All right, everything's fine. Yeah, so that enemy can come at you. You don't see him. That's the first time you see him, and he's the only enemy that'll actually rush at the wolf, theoretically. Most of the other enemies are afraid of the wolf and will get out of his way. Every so often, the enemy AI gets confused and will still attack me, which does nothing because it doesn't hurt me. Including the charging boar there. The charging boar doesn't hurt me, but he will hurt the humans. So if you jump up there, say you're playing this for the first time, and you're playing as the humans, and you're just happily walking along, and then you just get absolutely railroaded by that guy, and that's not what I wanted to do. Hey, come back. All right, so this is introducing the pickup mechanic. So now the boy can pick up items for us and carry them. So that's going to be a core part of the game now. Lighting things on fire like that, also a core part of the gameplay because we're afraid of fire, so he has to do all the fire stuff for us. This is one of the important cutscenes, like lore-wise. The goat's like, hey, oh, that's pretty smart. You're not gonna starve if you have emergency rations with you, referring to the human, the boy. And she goes, no, that's not like that at all. And so she kind of tips her hand that she likes him. It's very cute. But then she's like, "Whoa, what am I doing? A monster who likes a human?" This is like existential crisis the game, at least for a little while. The next morning. So there's a little bit of this level left. But as you can see, she has that forlorn look on her face there, and she's contemplating her existence right now. So we're supposed to carry this, but actually it's faster. The only thing slower than turning into a wolf is having the prince actually carry stuff for us. Giving the prince directives is the single slowest thing you can do in the game, so we do it as infrequently as possible. That is also one of the big mechanics of the speedrun. But here, it's much faster to bring him with you and then just have him place this down on the pressure plate so it stays down. That's not really a puzzle. It's literally just the most obvious thing ever. It's just sort of introducing you to the mechanic. We're going to jump up on this moving platform. There's a second one. This game also loves to make you wait. So you try to not wait as much as possible. Doesn't always work, though. Also, this is the best music in the game, in my opinion, except for maybe the very end, like the final boss music. So just enjoy not the hot jams, but the chill late night jams. Just sort of grooving a little bit. I think there's just one big puzzle left in this level. Oh, I didn't, yeah. Oh, I have them somewhere, I'm sure. I'm talking to myself now. All right, so this is the first one of these kind of puzzles that we actually have to do the correct way, where we actually make him go somewhere and then raise it up so we can make the jump. Fun fact, if you fall in this pit on the left here, it is a soft lock and you have to retry the whole area over again because there is no way for the prince to get back out of it. That is very mean. Let's see.
It's messed up.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Said that's messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up. It's just mean. So this is the final puzzle of the level. It's a little bit confusing the first time you see it, but solution. This is the intended solution. I mean, it's a fast version of the intended solution, but basically, once this guy lands, we're done and we're out. Come on, boy. There we go. Come here, you silly boy. All right, so that's now that was level 2. So this is level 3. There are 5 levels for the record. So this is the Witch's Garden. Oh, buddy. My dog is just flailing around in the room. So this is the Witch's Garden. These warp zones are the sort of main mechanic. These, you can think of these ghosts kind of like boo blocks from Super Mario World. So y'all got a Super Mario World reference in this run. So I'm not sure y'all were expecting that, but that's where we are. But basically, when they see you, they turn into a block, and then they'll attack you if your back's turned. Those backstabbing traitors. And yeah, so most of these are going to be puzzles around these warp zones, either spawning them or finding the right one. I need to kill these 2 guys here. Sometimes they bother us, so we're just gonna make sure that doesn't happen. The other thing so there are these little brain teasers, and then you have to put the answer in. Oh boy, do I remember these? Yes, I do. So yeah, there's a little brain teaser, and then you put in the answer, and then there you go. And so there's 3 of those in this level. That was the first one. There's actually a 4th one, but it's optional, so we skip it. Come here. Yeah, 23 is number 1, and then the other. Fun fact about those puzzles is that it's auto-confirming. So if you get the first 2 numbers right, then all you got to do is cycle through the last number, and it'll automatically confirm for you. So if you end up playing this game, just figure out the first 2 numbers. You're fine. She has a bad voice now. That's basically just establishing that the prince knows that the princess can't sing. He doesn't know why. He's like, oh, you must be just stressed out. And she's like, yeah, of course. That's why. And she's still sort of in the throes of her existential crisis. She feels bad for lying to him because, I mean, hey bud, you okay? We're gonna keep going. So she feels guilty for lying and for, well, yeah, everything. All right, when is the next? Oh, hello. Get out of here. There's actually a good speed strat here, but it's really risky and I don't want to do it. Where basically you walk up to him as you walk up much closer to him as he's starting to charge at you, and then this is 8. And then what you do is you hit him once, turn into the girl, and then walk by as he's mid iframe. But it's really precise, and I don't want to try to do that during a marathon or even during PB attempts, because we're deep enough in the game here. It's kind of a long run for me. Yeah, I don't like running a game for however long it's been, 20-something minutes, and then messing up a trick and having to reset. All right, so this guy, this is the one here that can mess up your day. This guy right here. Get back here, thank you. Oh my goodness. Is that gonna work? Nope. All right, one more time. Get back here. Hello. Hello. Hey. There we go. You just want to lure him out far enough to get underneath him. Mm-hmm. So this is where we learn that I'm not the only monster afraid of fire. All monsters are afraid of fire. So now all monsters treat him as if he's also a monster. which means they should be afraid of him and run away. But every so often, as you see, the AI gets confused and still attacks me anyway. So this is a really, really annoying puzzle, actually. The prompt here is, hey, you see those orbs? You see the pink and yellow orbs behind? There are littered throughout this section. Go count them. And then it's like the red, and then the yellow, and then the blue from left to right. And you have to like trace your steps all the way back and count them all up. And it took me forever to figure that one out. So 593. It never changes. This is a pretty cool, optional, pretty difficult puzzle actually, but we just skip because it's any percent. I don't think there's any speedrun category that would require the optional puzzle unless there's a collectible in there. Ooh. So this is the first time when we actually are allowed to give directives to the prince without holding his hand. So that's a new mechanic, and we will be doing it again as infrequently as possible, but it happens every so often. Orb. Oh, this is a cool speed strat. All right. So what you're supposed to do here, and we'll do half of it, which is we'll pick up this guy and then we'll light it on fire. And then what you do is you light this guy on fire, and then it starts that moving platform starts to move down, and you wait 1 cycle. But what you can do instead is you can trick the game into not understanding. And so now you're on the other side. So what you do is you just jump here. Time. And yeah, there you go. Just avoided the cycle. So that saves a bunch of time if you do it quickly, and some time if you do it slowly. And if you die, then you lose time. So high risk, medium reward. But that's a cool one to show off. So I'm glad I got to do that. All right, so this is the end of this level. This is the shortest level in the game, other than the very beginning. So all you got to do here is you need to retrieve the lantern from one of these 4 warp zones. What you're supposed to do as the princess is go up top and then direct him down. But again, we can use coyote time to shorten that significantly. And instead, we can just use 2 directives, grab his hand, and then... So that saves at least 2 directives to go right. So that saves a significant amount of time. Off we go. So now we've gotten the lantern, now we gotta light it on fire. That's the next thing. And then we're gonna use that fire to light the 2 lanterns we saw up top on fire, and that will spawn a warp zone. I'm gonna kill this guy right here. All right. Just sort of jump out of the way of everybody here. So we're gonna go to the left side now, and the left side, the right warp will have the fire. And then the left warp will get us back up top again, just like what happened. So jumping into the fire just saves movement. So we are back, and then what we do is we need to light these 2 guys up top on fire. Oh yeah, so these gold leaves that you've seen everywhere are just optional collectibles. If you get them all, you get a fun little trophy. So instead of using these the pressure plates and the platforms, we can just use coyote time to jump over these, and that saves oodles and oodles of time of having to like stand on it and go, okay, go to the other side. All right, I'll come over. So instead, you just jump together. And so now we're gonna actually get right in the middle here. I need to kill him. So yeah, getting in the middle, all that does is that it refills his lantern with fire so that the enemies don't kill him while I go and kill the 1 charging boar. And then we go. And this is the other cutscene where I actually want to hold his hand because I'm going to grab this flower and immediately give it to him. And that spawns the cutscene. So she tries to give it to him as the prince, as the wolf instead of the princess, and then chickens out. Yeah, there you go. And that's the end of level 3. All right, so welcome to the Azure Abyss. It's Azure because blue, and Abyss because lots of pits. These are the worst enemies in the game, these bats. They only take 2 hits to kill, but they also have the best pathing in the game for any AI, so they will just hunt you down from like very far away. I love this. I really do love this game. This game is adorable. It's very cute. That's the big draw here. The game is cute and the gameplay is acceptable. Yeah, this is a story about telling your truth ASAP to somebody you care about. Do not hide things from your significant others, people. All right. So let's kill these 2 bats. Again, these bats are just horrendous. The speedrun actually avoids them, but it's so precise. So we're gonna do this level. Instead of trying to do it fast, I just try to do it safely. I just don't want to die because you can get into death loops in this game. The wolf monster girl, it is. She can't sing anymore, but that's okay. He clearly likes her, so there's nothing to do here. I've tried every trick in the book to avoid waiting this cycle. It's literally impossible. I even tried the same trick we tried in the previous level. This doesn't work. All right, so off we go. So this is the main mechanic of this level, is that it's very dark. So having a lamp with you gives you light, but it also wards away all enemies, including these horrendous bats that I hate. Here we go. And I avoided that bat. That was risky, but I did it. I did it. Deathloop is a different game. This is not a first-person shooter. This is actually low-key a cutscene. Yeah, so she was, this is another one of those things that reminds her of her guilt, because as the girl, she's not strong enough to pull him up, and so he just eats it. She's like, but if I could have turned into the wolf, I could have saved him. A first-person cuter. I like that. That's very good. It's 2D, but I'm taking it. I like that one. Yeah, so yeah, warding away darkness, that kind of stuff. That's sort of what this level is about. All right, so these adorable furry creatures are chaotic neutral. They do not care about you. They do not care not about you. They don't want to hurt you, but they don't care if they do. Basically, if they grab you, they'll just throw you over their shoulder with nary a care in the world. If that kills you, so be it. If it doesn't, that's also okay. They don't really care. So you got to use them to your advantage without letting them throw you to your death. Or your boy. I'm a chuckster. Exactly. It's I'm a chuckster, but less terrible. Oh man, the GameCube. What a console. No, you got it right. It's the chucksters from Sunshine. Yeah, you got it. I confuse that AI's pathing. I don't know that I've ever done that. More consoles should be cube shape. How about shaping one like a giant Wi-Fi router from 1996? How does that grab you? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, we actually survived. I'm gonna wait that cycle. That was extremely close. But again, I'm pro avoiding death here. So we're going to. So once again, we're going to leave our boy to his own devices for a little bit. And we're going to jump up top because we can do that. Because we are big and strong as the wolf. And so this is going to be a big thing where we like raise him up so he can climb on mountains. And then we will tell him to move. And then we'll do it again here. Wolf's Picasso. Yeah, the Picasso face with the 2 eyes. Yeah. So the story behind the game is that the company that made this, which I can't remember their name offhand right now. I need to. Okay. I can't remember the name of the company, but this was basically made as basically like a hackathon. So somebody built like a concept for this in like, I don't know, like a weekend or something. And they loved the concept, so they actually fleshed it out and turned it to an entire game. So hackathons are useful. Just sort of get the creative juices flowing. I know the Swedes, all the software engineers in chat know what I'm talking about. But hackathons are important. That was some janky garbage is what that was. But it's actually possible. It's actually popular enough. This game was popular enough in Japan that they made a sequel. It's a kind of a spiritual successor. It's not less than a sequel. It's only in Japan right now, and it's an RPG as opposed to a puzzle platformer. And it's called, what's it called? It's called The Wicked King and the Noble Hero. So it has the same sort of naming structure, and it has the same sort of hand-drawn vibes, but it's like a more of a proper RPG. Actually, I don't need to bring him with me. I just realized where I am. Leave him here. I don't even have to kill the bats or anything. I just killed the bats out of spite, I guess. I'm just being petty. We need to bring this all the way back over and then put it on a pressure plate. I don't know why they wanted us to do this so often. I guess you could bring the prince and have him carry it, but really, is it a turn-based RPG? I didn't get to play enough of it because I can't. It's only in Japanese, and I don't read Japanese well enough to play an RPG. But it looks like a turn-based. It's definitely like a menu-based RPG. All right, I'm gonna try this jump exactly once. It is pixel perfect. Well, we're gonna try it one more time because I just threw myself into the pit there. But this is like a pixel perfect jumper. It's either pixel perfect or close to it. But this is I've gotten this jump exactly once. But getting it in marathon will be hype. So, and I'm not worried about like PBing. I died too much at the very beginning of the game. All right, so let's try this once, huh? Oh, did we do it? Yeah, we did it. Holy cow. Okay, that saves a lot of time. Wow, that was not what I was expecting. Okay. That's the second time I've ever done that jump. What we just skipped was what you're supposed to do is as the wolf, you can swipe at those stones that are falling, and then the chucksters, I'm calling them the chucksters now. The chucksters, I fell down without him, so I'm gonna have to make him fall. We'll throw that all the way up. So there's like 6 or 7 of them, and they throw it up, and then it hits a pressure plate eventually. There he is. Hello. Let's go. Get over here, silly boy. Don't let him throw you. All right. So yeah, so that saves like oodles and oodles and oodles of time. Probably like 45 seconds or something. So yeah, so you know those cute little creatures you see on the loading screens? We're actually going to be introduced to them in the game now. Here they are. Hello. They're moles, canonically. So this is like the monster version of moles. And they're hungry, and they eat flowers, so we're going to get them some flowers to eat. They're like, we're hungry. They're Drinky Crow. Okay. There you go. I have been corrected. I mean, in the English translation calls them moles, so. But yeah. I'm hardly an expert in the actual, like, there's a lot of lore in this, like actual, like fairy tale-ish lore in here, and I am certainly not an expert. I'm happy to be corrected. This guy sucks. Kill him. The character Drinky Crow? That's cute. They're adorable is what it is. 1, 2. I'm going to do the safe thing here. And so what you can do if you're actually good at this game... If you're good at this game, you can just keep going here and not have to worry about filling this guy up with actual fire. But I can never remember where no matter how many times I try, I cannot remember where the pits are, and it's so dark. Absolutely not. There we go. So we're actually going to do the intended route here, which is we plop back down and face plant, and then we do it again. And sometimes if he falls too far there, he just dies, which is fun. And so now we are not only protected from enemies, but we can also see the pits. What's happening here is actually one of the big caveats from the witch in the very beginning of the game, which is if you get hit by a beam of moonlight, then you turn into the wolf whether you like it or not. That's going to come back to bite us later, believe it or not. So but for now, in this level, it's just a mechanic to slightly inconvenience you more than anything else. All right, so this is this weird. I hate this. This is a silly puzzle. This is a silly puzzle. They're silly. Okay, so you just need to move these guys in the correct spot to make the lantern. No, not quite. It's a little bit higher. And then so the lantern will go, and then the boy can pick it up, and we'll light the fire. Not quite. Oh, wait, just a little higher. There it is. Okay. Can never quite remember what it is. So now we can light the sky on fire and make this all in one cycle. So as long as you can one cycle it, I like it. It's a good puzzle. These guys won't hurt us as long as we have the lantern, so I can kind of just ignore them for now and go. If that lantern runs out before you get up to the top there, then you have to jump up there as the wolf, kill them all, and then come back, which is a pain. So we're picking up all the flowers. Look how happy! Look at that. Nice. And yes, the girl has the little wolf teeth. It's very cute. I love this game.
Yeah. Her eyeliner's great.
Yeah, she's got some makeup skills for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They ate all the flowers. Spoilers. So that's where they sleep with the drinky cows. The drinky crows, sorry. So this is where that was the end of level 4. So this is the final level of the game. So this is where the bad things. So he's holding a lantern. Important detail there. We get hit by moonlight, turn into a wolf. He feels my claw, and he goes, "Wait, you've been that monster the whole time?" And he's afraid of her now because it's been so long. And so now he's afraid of her because she lied to him and also she blinded him. He falls because he can't see, and Loki sets fire to the entire forest, which is not great.
I really do think it would have been better for her to just come clean sooner.
She should have come clean immediately, but it would have been a much shorter game. Would have just been the opening cutscene.
True.
So this is a much more dramatic. So he feels her again, and he goes, "No, let me go." And then so he falls down, and so now we are the forest is on fire. Our boy is stuck under like burning like wood, and we gotta save him. We gotta save our boy. And so we're actually going to be solo wolf here for a second. For the first time since the very beginning of the game, we're solo wolf, and we're braving the dangerous, scary fire forest. Oh, what's the name of this level? Forest of something or other. But basically, the forest is on fire. It's not good. So we're gonna just try to be the wolf as much as possible. That's basically. Oops, I hit the wrong button there. And we're dead. So yeah, that ate my jump. I can't blame lag, but I can blame my inability to play the game well. So we'll just do it again. That never happened. All right. So this is the 5th level. We want to be the wolf as much as possible. So the only time we have to turn into the girl is when there are spots like that are only girl-sized. And so because really the wolf is just so much faster. And so for the most part, all of these enemies, we just can kind of ignore them. If you play your cards right, these guys can actually help you. Nope. Bastard. I'm a chuckster. This guy will throw for us, though. Thank you. And... oh, look, we're using a pressure plate. Good stuff. All right, so this is one of the more annoying things in the game. Don't kill me. All right, so now we're good. So now you want to be that guy, you do this, and you just create like a mini staircase, except sometimes it doesn't work at all. So now we just wait. And sometimes you can do it. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to build the staircase. And all you really have to do there is to... Oh boy, this is a mess. Because now they're out of sync. It's the whole thing. All right. I disagree. The game just didn't... The game is wrong. Can I say the game is wrong? I think the game is wrong. All right. There you go. There's your staircase. That's what you're supposed to do the first time, not the fifth time. But anyway, minor time loss, no big deal. There are little enemies hiding underneath here. All right. We need to raise this up higher so we can climb on mountains as well. Just to make that one jump. So this is the coolest part of the game. So you have to turn into the girl here, and there's a ton of enemies. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go into the bigger areas, kill all the enemies, go to the next area. But if you just run here without stopping, no one can hurt you. That is super cool. When I saw that in the speedrun, I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. Oh, I might die here. Oh, we're fine. Okay. So I think now we've gotten to the boy. Is that true? Am I lying? No, there's still a whole section left. Oh, it's the most annoying section. I'm lying. Wow. This is the most annoying section. Kill that guy. Turn into the girl. Jump. Don't let him jump. Don't let him hit you. Don't let the guy hit you either. There you go. So that chuckster there really wants to throw you the wrong way. Really, really wants to throw you into the abyss. And your ultimate demise. Turn this guy around. This is the first and last time we see these weird wind current things. I don't necessarily understand why we're introducing new mechanics to the game in the very last level, but that's okay. That drop there, if you're unlucky, it'll just drop you to the pit for no reason. So this is a race between you and the boar here. This is the only time you really have to mash in the game, and it's not even a hard mash or anything. So this is the most annoying quote-unquote puzzle in the game, but all you have to do is, you guessed it, you gotta get a block onto a pressure plate, but the pressure plate is very far away. And as explained before, this game makes you love waiting. Loves to make you wait. So I'm not gonna make that, so we're just gonna wait. And so the whole point here is to wait until that guy stops blowing, so to get this up, and then blah blah blah. And so now we can just get this over. And there you go, done. All that just to get up to this area right here. And so this is where the boy is, I'm pretty sure. Okie dokie. There he is. So he's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, she's like, I'm so sorry. But first we save him. And so she apologizes a bunch. I came to help you. And he's like, we got bigger fish to fry here. Let's get out of the burning forest. And so now we burned down the witch's forest. So she's understandably a little peeved. So she's turned into like her Super Saiyan, whatever, beefed up mode. And she's going to, so this is the final boss. It's like three kind of long-ish phases. So this is going to be phase 1, and I have to remember to jump at a spot here. Oh, we haven't actually gotten to the final boss yet. We have to get to the witch first. There's a little bit of auto scrolling and stuff first. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Oh yeah, this is such a garbage. Okay, so just jump here. Oh, no, you have to put him here. I'm silly. Let's see if we can kill them both in one shot here. It's just RNG. We did it. Good luck. There's actually a really, really long auto-scrolling section that just escaped my mind because it's just so terrible. Hey, there we go. This is another one of these where you can just go to the bottom here as the... Fun fact, if you get rid of these too quickly, it'll drop so far that the boy will actually take fall damage and die. You saw the flower bed over there, we're ignoring it. You can still, while the forest is actively burning, you can still give this boy flowers, which I appreciate. That's dedication to the bit, is what it is. We're just gonna leave him here. So this is like Plinko. This is like the world's worst game of pachinko. So you have to get one on each side to unlock each pressure plate. And it's not totally luck, but it's a lot luck, I would say. That's perfect RNG. We got perfect RNG on this run. All right. I'm not gonna complain.
Nice.
Nice. I'm gonna jump on here. Is this the beginning? Ah, yeah. So now we're getting to the auto scroller section. So there's a bunch of moving platforms everywhere now for the rest of the game, and it's just kind of tedious. So as the wolf here, you can just kind of make. Oh, it ate my jump. Oh well. That's just, if you're jumping while the game thinks you're in the air, then it won't honor that jump, and it can happen even when you're on the ground. You saw it happen to me a few times when you're on. It's usually when you're on uneven ground. So in that case, I was on that cog. But it can also happen when I'm on. That was my fault. It can also happen when you're on like one of those mushrooms and you're like between two of them, and it's kind of confused as to whether you're on ground or not. We're gonna do this way safer this time. I've decided. I don't want to die again. I died here in my PB anyway, so you know. There we go. Okay. Usually I time that so that it catches me, but I didn't that time. I'm dying in weird ways, but I also got like that really good skip. So it all evens out, I've decided. It's actually starting to get properly late for me now, so now I'm getting a little sleepy and loopy. Oh my goodness, I'd have to wait like, I don't know, a half second longer there. All right, stop this. We're good now. I hope you guys like this one part of the game because you've seen it many times now. See how easy that is? That's not hard, is it? That was so easy. So all that does is there's a pressure plate to spawn this moving platform, so we can get the boy across here. So this is like one of 3 or 4 different like auto scrollers, just at the end of the game here. Loves to make you wait. And the longer you wait, the sweeter the reward. That's what they say. Is that what they say? I'm gonna say that's what they say.
We can say that.
Nice, I'm saying it. It has been said. Yeah, we're gonna faceplant there. I still love the faceplant animation. I find it very funny.
It's very cute.
So yeah, here's another one of these sections. So you basically need to protect your boy here. They will. Those bats are actually pretty harmless. Oh my gosh, he actually. Okay, we're fine. Wow, I've never seen him do that before. Historically, if you hit that frog once, he'll just fall off, but he actually stayed on there and then eventually fell off. But not before giving me a heart attack. Yeah, so
that's never happened before?
That's never happened before. I've died to that frog, but that's because what happens is I miss him. I miss hitting him completely and he just brains us. So this is a weird like timing mechanism thing. I have not done this correctly. Let's do this again here. So So I need to get up to the top and get him onto that like I need to raise the platform while he's on it. And there's a very limited amount of time to do so. Okay, we're good. We'll kill these bats because I'm petty. We actually need to. That's what they them say. All right. So we did that first try. There's a bunch of different like weird physics issues with that particular puzzle. If you put the boy in too far, then he actually gets stuck and the wind does nothing to him, and you can just stay there forever. Then you have to go grab him, and then do the whole thing over again. So these guys are just gonna throw him for a while. We'll just wait here. That was pretty good. 3 throws is about as good as you can do there. Hey, look, it's an auto-scroller. I like auto-scrollers, but even I think this is much. The wind, it does nothing. So yeah. So you can kill these guys. They actually don't really attack you at all. They can if their AI goes haywire, but for the most part, they just kind of just hang. They're just hanging, panicking because of the fire. These guys just eat shit. No. I actually want to turn I want to turn into the human there to get underneath. So yeah, again, this guy is just gonna fall. These guys are just gonna sort of walk around. I will kill him just as a precaution. Guy falls to his death, just like the last one. Am I gonna kill him? I'll kill him as well. You become the small. And then we become... So I think this is the end. So this is the longest auto-scroller, and then it's followed up immediately by a leap of faith. Still kill him as a precaution. Purely precautionary. So it's not the auto-scroller isn't over yet. If you were worried that the auto-scroller is over, nay, it is not. This is a game about trust and betrayal and being true to yourself. All right, so there's a leap of faith right here.
How far back do you go if you don't get the leap of faith?
Right before that auto-scroller. Saves you the entire auto-scroller again.
Wow.
It happened in one of my PBs, and you lose like, I don't know. Is that a minute maybe? It's so long. So
it's quite a while.
This is the final boss. So it's a 3-part final boss. It's 3 phases, and true to like the spirit of the game, you have to navigate these little platform puzzles to get to this. This is a Super Saiyan witch. It's the same witch from the prologue, and you need to get to her so you can take 1 swipe at her, and so 3 swipes won't kill her because we need her to give him eyesight again. But she's very angry. She's mad. She's mad. So we're gonna calm her down by hitting her a lot. Anyway, I forgot to jump. I was like, oh, I should jump here, and then it was already too late. We're gonna actually do it this time. Hey, come here. Jump. See? Easy. So yeah, so this is the beginning of the like randomly appearing. So this is because the witch is magical, so she starts just throwing stuff at us, including like shards of wood that hit us. So this should be like actually I want to put him right here. So this should be a really terrible auto scroller where you run around and protect him while he sort of stands on this, you can see. But what we do instead is we tell him to go back. And what that does is we don't have to deal with him anymore, because we actually don't need him at all to hit the witch. We just need to make this pretty hard jump, but that's just a pretty standard Coyote time jump. And now we're at the boss, at the first hit of the boss. And so it's a little bit more complicated without the boy here, but all you gotta do is, and then there we go. So that skips a whole section of like bringing him along and then having him stand here and then make sure you're standing on it's a whole thing. So that was the first phase, the shortest of the 3 phases. The second, I can always, I go back and forth on which phase I hate more, the second or the third phase. They're both extremely terrible. All right, so we've established that these these shards of wood kill these boars, but now they're spawning on me, so I need to place them in the right spot in order to kill them. That is not the right spot. I have done a bad thing here. So what you do is you wait until it turns red, and then once it turns red, it's stuck, and then you won't get killed by it. Because if you're standing underneath these spears while they spawn, it will absolutely kill you with prejudice. All right, I need to kill this guy too. I can have 2 of them remaining, but all 3 is no good. All right, now we're good. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Hey, boy. Why are you standing on nothing? What is this? This game, I swear. I'm just gonna... There we go. And that's why we can leave those 2, because I can kill them much faster. We're gonna wait this cycle out. Flop. All right. You just keep holding right here, everything just works as expected. So now we're gonna place this guy down, and then I'm gonna have to go and direct him over, because I do need the boy on this one. He's gonna raise up the... So I'm gonna turn into the thing, and I gotta see... So we have to time this so that he... There we go. All right. So that was phase 2 of 3. So time is vaguely coming up. This is the longest of the 3 phases. So I'll actually, when time is actually close, I will let y'all know. So now we actually start far away from each other. So now the only way the prince can move is if I tell him to walk. And the other sort of detail here is now instead of the spears spawning on me, the spears spawn on him, which is very bad because now you have to make sure he's moving when this thing is spawned, or else he will get impaled and die. Just gonna do this, and then I can make sure he's standing on there before he keeps going. And now we can go together here. All right. So now we swap spots. And I need to... So the previous condition on him is no longer applies. So now I just need to clear out all of these enemies, which is what I should have been doing this entire time with all of the... in like the first phase, there was a similar issue there. I need to kill this one guy. There he is. All right. So now we just need to get to the last warp zone, and then I can take care of the witch myself. We just need to make sure that he actually gets to the end, because there's like weird... I'll explain more when we actually get to how I actually deal with the final boss. But it has to do with how the camera works in this game. The camera's a little bit funny. All right, we made it. So I need him to clear this spot for me. That's the thing I need him for the most here. And once he gets into this warp zone, he's no longer needed. His services are no longer needed. But the other thing that happens is that once I cross this threshold, I can no longer be the wolf. So now I'm stuck as the girl because of the witch's magic. So we're not going to do any of this. We're just going to do a whole different strat. So this is a strat that was in the world record run. And it is super weird and very cool. So we're going to do it. So basically right now we are too far away. So the prince is too far away for us to be able to hurt the witch. If I just go over there, these spears that are spawning against me will not spawn, and would just kind of sit there and wait forever. But if I go like this, you can trick the game, and then you can just make this jump here so you don't die, and then go into the warp zone a second time. Now, so time is coming up now, heads up. So now we just kind of, and that's time. There you go. So what exactly happened there? We basically we're just far enough left that they can still see us, and so the spear spawns right on top of us, and it hits the witch's her nose hairs, and the witch dies. So that's the game. If we have a little bit of time, there's a really cool like post-credit sequence I'd like to show off, if that's possible. But basically, this part here is us apologizing for burning down her house, and we go, "Hey, can you give this boy his eyesight back?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." In exchange for your ability to become a girl. So you become a wolf again, and also you lose all your berries. So that's pretty bittersweet. So that's what this is, and then there's credits, and then there's a little ending part that I think is very cute, if we have time for that.
We have time for that.
That's a pretty good time. I'll take one time.
Yeah.
My PB when I submitted because the submissions were like 2 months ago, so my PB in this game would have been like a 115 or something. But my PB currently is a 109 something. It's like a low 109. That's on PS5, but I have a 109 on Switch, and this is my second sub 111 on Switch. So that was pretty good, even with all the terrible deaths and everything. I went pretty well. So yeah, so this is her, like, I regret nothing, despite I will not be able to remember you. It is very sad. And so these are the credits. So yeah, that was I love this game. It's like on sale. This is like I did not 100% this game in my first playthrough, but I did play like all of the extra like all of the extra puzzles, and I found like 80% of the golden leaves. And I think my first playthrough was like 12 hours maybe. So not a short game, not a super long game either. I think it's a pretty good length game. And very cute, obviously. There's a bunch of extra hidden content that I did not show off at all. There are at least like 24 flowers you can give the prince. There's a bunch of different things. So, very cool game. I want to shout out the other active runner. The other runner I know of this game, Sassum. She runs a bunch of the similar games. Also, this music slaps. So we'll just listen to the music. It's like another minute of credits or something. So yeah, these are all of these little pictures are like, these are all like concept art and that kind of stuff for a lot of the characters, and a lot of like backgrounds and stuff. The stupid bats. Oh yeah, I had a really generous estimate. That's because I got better at the game in the intervening months. Okay, so here we go. So this is the little ending sequence. So once upon a time, there was a kingdom surrounded by a deep dark forest. This is the same beginning as before. You can see that the notes are coming out a little bit warbled. The forest was a frightening place filled with beasts and ruled by a powerful witch. Even during the day, the forest could be as dark as the winter night. Because of this, humans rarely ventured inside. As terrible as the forest was, a singing voice would always pierce the darkness when the moon shines. So far, this is identical to the opening cutscene. Well, it wasn't very good singing. This is not the same. The voice belonged to a large wolf who would sit high atop a cliff every night and sing towards the moon. Why am I singing? I'm terrible at this. For some reason, whenever the wolf felt sad, she'd come to this cliff and sing. She tried to remember why, but her memories were very hazy. My heart feels empty. The wolf's lonely song faded away into the darkness of the night. When she finished, silence fell. The wolf stared into the night as still as a statue. Suddenly, she heard a noise nearby. Oof! A strange human climbed the cliff and stood right in front of her. The wolf was surprised. Humans and wolves were mortal enemies, and the small human before her looked especially tender and soft. Ugh. The wolf hadn't particularly been craving humans, but a midnight snack had just presented itself to her. She raised a large paw ready to kill the human and eat him. Just before she struck him, however, he caught her off guard and held out something. Is the flowers? The wolf was suddenly overwhelmed with colors of every shade imaginable. For some reason, she was filled with nostalgia and a gentle, familiar scent. Flowers? A human was holding a small bouquet. Yes, it's for you, the human said, smiling. The wolf looked puzzled. I came to see you again, princess. And then she cries. Suddenly, she was overcome with emotion. Tears welled up in her eyes and flowed down her face. Sadness, anguish burst from her. She didn't understand what he had said to her, but she felt lonely, empty heart being filled. She accepts the offering. The human smiled and sat down next to the wolf. Her blurred vision made his smile seem to quiver. And so she sings with him every night instead. They cuddled under the moonlight as the wolf sang again. It wasn't very good singing, but the human listened to it joyfully nonetheless. So there you go. So the prince never got to see her as the princess, but they still ended up together. So that's the ending.
Aww.
And there you go. They lived happily ever after.
Cute.
Very cute game. So there you go. So that was The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. Super good game. Kind of a tough speed run, but it's a super good game.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it with us, Drew.
Yeah, thanks for letting me. I was really excited when this got accepted because I've been wanting to show this off to a wider audience. So thank you guys. I'll be back with the fashion pack. Oof.
Yeah, we'll be right back with that. We'll get the race set up and yeah, in just a moment. So get ready for that, folks. Gonna be exciting. Speaking of which, the bid war still going on. Still have a little bit of time to change the fate of things. We're still at Teresa with 1069 nice, Kira with $7, Crystally with $5, and Barbie with 0.
Unacceptable.
Sharif is a fan of the Barbie run. I believe, yeah, well, I hope chat will let their opinions be known about that.
It is Barbie's.